What's up guys, this is Cody here, and today we're going to be talking about me using a phone that's not an iPhone. It's actually an Android device, and it's the LG V10. So I've used a few Android devices before, but iOS is kind of my baby. That's what I use on a daily basis, and I don't see myself jumping ship anytime soon. But I did use this device for several days, and I wanted to give you basically just the highlights or what I think are the top 5 features of this device and kind of my experience with it. Now the first thing I want to talk about here is the battery. This is a 3000 milliamp hour battery, and you can see right here that you can remove the back and replace the battery if needed. Now not only that, but it also has quick charging just in case you don't have a replacement battery, so you can obviously quickly charge your device. You can also even quicklier, is that a word? I don't know. You can take a battery if you have a spare one and replace it, and you're back to 100% just like that. That's not something that you're gonna see on the iPhone, but for me, the iPhone 6s Plus lasts me the entire day and then some, so it's not an issue that I usually have. Although it would be nice to have that quick charging capability just in case that I forget to charge it at night and in the morning I'm trying to charge it before I actually get to work. That would be nice to have. The next thing about this device is that it has 2 front-facing cameras. So you can see right here, they're side by side right there at the top left of the device. Now one of these lenses is gonna be the 80-degree standard front-facing camera that you're gonna see on almost all smartphones. But the other one here is actually the 120-degree camera that's basically going to allow a lot better group selfies, just because you're gonna be able to get a whole lot more people in that frame than you normally would with an 80-degree front-facing camera. So if you were out on Saturday night and you're with a big group of friends, you want to take a selfie to remember that moment and post on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, you can do so with that 120-degree selfie. Next would be the second screen at the top of the device that is always on. So when your device is turned off or it's asleep, you can see right up here at the top that you still have the date as well as time and battery life. You can also swipe across here and you're gonna get some pretty helpful toggles that you can see for volume as well as Wi-Fi, flashlight, or even the camera. And you can see once you wake up your device, you can actually personalize what that says right up there. You can actually change the way that it looks as well. Swiping across is going to give you some quick applications that you can easily tap on and access right there. And not only that, but it's also going to come into play in specific applications, which I'll show you here in just a second. Now this is a really cool idea. The only thing that I don't like is that this is a pretty big device. This is a 5.7-inch screen, so you're trying to reach the top of the device, which is where that second always on screen is, and it's just kind of difficult to do so without 2 hands. So again, cool idea, hard to implement, maybe not the best place to put this second always on screen. Now next we have the camera app, which is actually pretty cool because it has auto or simple mode as well as manual mode, and that's gonna be for the camera as well as video. Now like I just said, that second screen is actually coming into play here in the camera application because you can see all of that over on the left side if I'm in landscape mode. So over here at the top left of the screen, you can see this is simple mode, which is basically going to allow you to point and shoot at things, and you can just tap on the screen in order to take a picture. You also have auto mode, which is going to allow you to change a few different things like flash. You can also flip the camera. You can change the mode, or you even have your settings options over here where you can change to HDR or the aspect ratio and a few other things. And then if you want to get even more granular, you have manual for your camera. So this is where it's going to give you some more options down here at the bottom of the screen where you can change your white balance. You can also change your manual focus to autofocus or vice versa. You can change up the exposure as well as the ISO, shutter speed, or over there in the bottom right-hand corner, you can just use the auto exposure lock. So this is obviously going to give you a whole lot better control over what your pictures and video look like. Now you also have pretty much the exact same thing in video mode as well. The only thing that you can change that's different is the ability to change which direction the voice is coming from, so basically either front facing or back facing, as well as the ability to either lower or amp up the decibels, and the ability to turn on a wind noise filter. And last but not least, I do actually like the design of this device. Now, one thing that I don't like is the color, because it's kind of blah. It's not that great. They actually do have black and white colors that look a whole lot better than this one, but this type of color, kind of pale, it's just not my thing. Now, while I do like the design of the device, there are a few things that stuck out to me that made me think that this just doesn't feel like as premium as the price tag. One of those things being that, well, this is all plastic. I mean, you can literally pop it off. It's just like a rubber silicone plastic type of feel. And the other thing that really stuck out to me is the fingerprint toucher or the home button. So it's still the same layout that you normally have, just like on the LG G4, but on the back, you can actually feel that fingerprint button move and without pressing it. I mean, you can actually like shift it around with your finger, which just doesn't feel premium if you can do that. And when you press it, it should feel premium. It feels really clicky and clacky and just kind of loose in there. So it definitely needs to be a much more firmer touch to that button. Now on the sides of the device, you actually have this DuraGuard stainless steel. And not only does it look pretty nice, it also keeps your device safe if you drop it, right on the corner or on the side of your device. Now a few things that I didn't mention that I liked was the ability to use the knock feature, which basically you can just knock on your device and it's going to wake it up. That's just pretty cool to me. Also, the ability to have expandable storage, which obviously you're not going to get in an iPhone. Now, there are a few things that the LG V10 fell short on. One of those being that the Touch ID sensor was okay. It wasn't great, it was okay. It worked most of the time, but definitely not on par with something like the iPhone. And the second thing would be the speaker at the bottom of the device. This thing is small, and as the volume increases, the quality gets worse, and it's just really not that great. I mean, you usually are using your headphones if you're listening to something like music or anything like that, but those instances when you want to share something with someone, like, hey, watch this video, you end up, pumping up the volume, and if it just sounds like crap, it's just not as an enjoyable experience. Now, not that the LG V10 sounds like crap, but it doesn't sound that great once the volume gets up to higher levels. So all in all, the LG V10 is a great Android phone. Is it the best Android phone out there? Probably not, and definitely not worth it for me to switch over from iOS to the dark side. So let me know what you guys think about this phone in the comments below. I know you guys actually saw this in my previous video, sitting on my desk, and a lot of people were asking about it. So I did want to give you guys my opinion on it and what I thought of it after using it a few days. But let me know what you guys think about this phone in the comments below. I look forward to reading what you guys have to say. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.